from the WKBN First News Network, home of the High School Football Big 22 Award, celebrating 25 years of live television sports in the Valley. This is the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week, sponsored by Stadium GL and Sheely's.
It is a picture-perfect night for football here in Hermitage, Pennsylvania. Week 1 action on this Saturday night. Tonight, a battle of Pennsylvania State powers. It's the Farrell Steelers paying a visit to the Hickory Hornets. Hi again, everybody. Chad Prispinski alongside Ralph Sandy. Boy, you couldn't ask for much more than this. It is indeed a marquee matchup. Two of the top teams in the entire state on display.
Yeah, absolutely. These two rosters loaded with Division I talent, rivals, and really, we talked last night about a measuring stick game week 1. We have it again here tonight.
Should be a lot of fun as we get you set for the opening kickoff, and it will be the Hickory Hornets getting their hands on the football to start these things tonight, and this should be a heck of a lot of fun. Hickory has won the past 2 District 10 Class 3A championships. Farrell has been crowned the last 4 District 10 Class 2A title holders. 2 tremendous teams, 2 tremendous programs, 2 tremendous head coaches. On the Farrell side, Amp Pegues has accumulated a winning percentage of more than 78%, 57-16 during the past 6 seasons. Meanwhile, for Hickory, Bill Dungy is entering his 7th season with a winning percentage of 70.6. Farrell has posted a record of 12-4 in its past 16 openers. Meanwhile, Hickory has won 12 of its last 15 openers overall. What gives tonight, Ralph? We will find out as we're all set for the opening kickoff. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this one on this Saturday night. So the football is all teed up. It'll be Elijah Jackson set to kick it away. Back deep to return for Hickory. It's Christian Dungy. Elijah Jackson gets ready to make the approach. Does so, drills it downfield. Dungy makes the catch, takes it across the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Look at Dungy down the sideline. Dungy hurdles 20, 10, 5, touchdown on the opening kickoff. What a way to start for the Hornets.
Wow, just straight explosive out of the gate. Dungy takes his kickoff, heads to his left. We're going to pick up a hold here, I think. But watch the block at the end. It may not count, but that's Kelvin Morrison out there getting the block to spring that touchdown. Although it looks like it is.
It's coming back. It's a hold. And after all of that, Christian Dungy says, "Are you kidding me? We have an injured Farrell Steeler down in his back." That may be Elijah Jackson down at the 32. He was grabbing at his lower leg area. Amp Pegues is out there. And the medical personnel coming out to check. Here comes Bill Dungy as well to check on the injured Steeler. Our referee tonight is Joe Lombardi. By the way, while we have an opportunity, it is Joe's birthday today, so happy birthday to Joe. He officiated his 250th game last night, I'm told, as well.
Well, this one coming back due to the penalty, but you start to see the explosive athletes, and you're going to see it on both sides here tonight. And those type of plays, I think, should be commonplace here tonight. Those big, explosive, long yardage type games.
So we'll take a timeout. It's an injury timeout with 11:48 left in the opening quarter. We'll be back after this on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. Players from both teams are down on one knee as Elijah Jackson is going to be placed on a stretcher and taken off. And you certainly hope that he is okay. It happened on the opening kickoff that was taken back for a touchdown. But there was a hold on that opening kickoff. And so the touchdown is wiped away. You can see team personnel, medical staff members from both teams are out there. Looks like they're bringing out an air cast. So we're in an injury timeout here. And we'll keep it here because I think they'll want to get him to a hospital here in short order. Never anything you want to see like this, especially in a marquee matchup like this, Ralph.
Yeah, not that there's any good time to get injured, but man, the first play of the season, tough. You put in all that work. Certainly hope for the best for that young man and his teammates.
On that opening kickoff, we're told that Christian Dungy actually dropped the ball 2 yards shy of getting into the end zone. So that wouldn't have counted for a touchdown anyway. The officials were aware of it. You saw it there.
Man, how many times do you see that at the college level and, you know, the high school level? And you know those coaches preach that constantly, but the excitement of that second of crossing that goal line, I think sometimes hits them a little too early.
Well, we have an opportunity. Let's check out our keys to the game, which are brought to you by Hometown Fixer Upper. We'll start with Farrell, Ralph.
Yeah, for Farrell, it's fairly simple. We talk about it every single week. Protect the rock. You know, don't turn the ball over, especially a big game like this. For Hickory, they talk about communicate. Sideline to player, player to player. Got to be on the same page, especially with the different fronts that Farrell uses. And then control your emotions, right? This is a big-time game on a Saturday night. Big crowd. You know, you have to play within yourselves.
Our keys to the game brought to you by our friends at Hometown Fixer Upper. So the injured Farrell Steeler is Elijah Jackson. They brought out the air cast. The ambulance has now come out onto the field. And we'll get you an update, hopefully, as we move along through the course of the night. Of course, we've just had the opening kickoff, and that's it. But he went down after that play, did not get up, and he is being carted off here in short order and taken to a local medical facility for examination and get it all taken care of. So we greet you tonight from Hickory High School in Hermitage, Pennsylvania. These two teams, rivals, these two teams, not just two of the best in the entire area, not just two of the best in the district, but the entire state of Pennsylvania. You and I talked right from the get-go, and the reality is this is truly a measuring stick. You're going to see where you are. These are two teams who expect to contend not only for a district title, they're expecting to contend for a state championship as well.
Yeah, a lot of odds on tonight's game here tonight. You know, you have future opponents here. The media is here in mass. There's so many people up here in the press box. College scouts here to see these guys. It's a big-time stage here tonight for both of these squads.
You can see the concern that is on the faces of coaches and players alike. Steeler players on one knee. They're taking extra special care, of course, making sure they take the necessary precautions, and now they'll get Elijah loaded up onto the stretcher and taken off to get the care that he needs. Of course, Ralph, we saw the meeting between these two last year in week number 1. It was Hickory coming away with a 4-point victory in a wild affair, 35-31. As some applause now as Elijah Jackson is loaded onto the cart into the ambulance. But if this matchup tonight is anything like last year, we're in store for something really, really special.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great game, week 1 last year. And I'd take a repeat of that for sure.
Hickory has won 4 of the last 6 meetings head-to-head with Farrell. So soon we'll introduce you to some of the standout players, and there's a number of standouts on both sides. You can see Elijah showing the fans and his teammates the fist that he's going to be okay.
You know, Chad, unfortunately, we see this all too often, you know, in sports. And the big question now is obviously the concern is for his well-being. But then how does the team respond? You know, they've kicked it off. They've been standing there for a long time watching for the Farrell players. They're watching their teammate that they've worked with. You know, how do they respond? Are they going to come out flat? And that's something I think that both coaching staffs are going to talk to their teams about as they get ready to get back out there.
Yeah, that's the tough thing about it. This can take that edge that you have from pregame warm-ups and all the adrenaline and all the emotion. It can kind of zap it right out away from you.
Yeah.
So there will be no warm-ups after the long delay. We're going to play football here. And our thoughts and prayers are certainly with Elijah Jackson.
And because of that penalty, we'll come back. And with Hickory on offense, I think they're going to spot it at the 20-yard line. A big change from what could have been.
The other thing to keep in mind is that Jackson is important on special teams. He's the kicker, and so that will impact things for the Steelers tonight. Packed house, as you'd imagine, for a premier matchup here in week 1. And so, the Hickory offense will soon be taking the field. The stoppage of play gives us an opportunity to remind you that the area's best football players are part of WKBN's Big 22. The Big 22 is sponsored by WW Heating and Air Conditioning and by Northeast Ohio Impact Academy. Go to WKBN.com and click on sports to see the top high school football players in the Valley. So we greet you tonight from the home of the Hickory Hornets. An injury on the first plate of Elijah Jackson. The ambulance is now leaving the field, as you can see on your screen. And we're ready to get this thing underway. It opened with a bang. Long kickoff return for a touchdown that was called back on a hold. So we'll get our first look at Hickory Hornets sophomore quarterback Christian Dungy. Some other names you'll hear a lot of. A highly recruited running back, Kelvin Morrison. For the Hornets, he wears number 3 as an offer from Ohio State. 5 wide receivers set, 3 to the left, 2 near side to the right. Now some shifting. Dante Evans wears number 11, a premier tight end for the Hornets. Christian Dungy will turn, fakes the handoff, dumps it off Jaden Phillips. Upended at the 14-yard line. Blasting his way in there, Juju Johnson. Morrison is in the backfield. Christian Dungy awaits the snap on 2nd down and 14. Morrison comes in motion. Christian Dungy tosses it. Morrison tries to break free, and he is wrestled down at the 11-yard line. So the Hornets are operating in reverse. It'll be 3rd down and long upcoming.
Yeah, we knew this Farrell defense was going to be tough this year. A lot of returning starters on the defensive side of the ball. And boy, they're coming out aggressive here early on.
Third and 14, make it 16 on the play following the loss of 2 as we're just underway in this opening quarter. Christian Dungy with Kelvin Morrison in the backfield. Dungy looks to throw, dumps it off, catch is made. 20, 25, up to the 30-yard line goes Jaden Phillips, and he has a Hornets first down. He's another one of those blue chip recruits. They'll move him around a lot into the slot, out of the backfield. Elite ball skills, some of the best that Coach Dungy has ever seen, and he shows them off right there.
Yeah, that's what you love. You throw a 2-yard pass and it ends up a first down, 15 yards down the field. And Jaden Phillips, we saw a lot of him last year coming into this season, high expectations, only a junior.
Already has an offer from Kentucky. It is a first down and 10 for the Hornets. Christian Dungy, second year. First as the starter, taking over for Xander Tellez. The run play goes to Morrison. Morrison bounces off a couple of tacklers, trying to cut the corner. Morrison got whacked at the 33-yard line. So he actually lost a play, and there's a penalty marker that comes flying in. Some extra jawing taking place at the end of the play, or when it was over. And so the officials, a very veteran officiating crew, is going to take that very seriously. They don't want things to get out of hand.
Yeah, I think what they're upset about is number 6 for the Steelers, Timmy Jackson. Once he brought him down, kind of did that rollover on top of him.
Number 3 on the defense, 15 yards.
So maybe not so much what he said, but what he did after the tackle. And those are things you could ill afford to do.
Juju Johnson, the guilty party. They're going to march forward to the 48-yard line. And the Hornets are in business. They were facing third down and 16, but a big completion. But a penalty has them set up nicely. Here with just over 9 minutes to play in quarter number 1. Jaden Phillips split out as a wide receiver, far side to the left. Trevor Borowitz in a slot on the left side. They give us to Morrison. Morrison tries the right side, plows his way down inside the 50 to the 48. A flag is down as well, so this one may be coming back. It may be a hold against Hickory. It is. Our referee is the birthday boy, Joe Lombardi.
Holding, number 11, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, first down.
That's Dante Evans. He's another Division I recruit, as an offer from Akron. Some interest from Pitt, West Virginia as well. Well, these rosters are stocked, aren't they?
Yeah, and he's a sophomore. So these teams, both of these teams, are just reloaded for the future as well.
Christian Dungy operating out of the pistol. Here's Kelvin Morrison behind him. 3 wide receivers, far side to the left. Dungy takes the snap, fakes the handoff, dumps it off. Phillips makes the catch. Phillips trying to cut it upfield. He's across the 40, up ahead of the 42-yard line. But no further than that, as he was hemmed in a hurry by that stellar Steeler defense.
Yeah, much better job that time containing Phillips on that screen, on that swing pass. You can see maybe a hold right there at the top on Dante Evans again. It doesn't get called, but the Steelers do a great job of rallying to the football.
On second down, run play, Morrison blasts his way. The football is loose, and Farrell trying to pounce on it. And it's going to stay with Hickory, however. Morrison recovered his own fumble, and he was fortunate to do so. It'll be third down. Nearly a big disaster for Hickory.
Yeah, we talked about in the open about turnovers, how big of a role they could play in the game. There you see a big hit right there.
It's Dorian Kane.
And give Morrison credit, man. He's on the ground. He pops right back up to recover that fumble.
He realizes the importance of this game. They're going to call it third down and 1 upcoming for the Hornets. Dungy takes the snap, gives it to Morrison. He got knocked down. At the 44-yard line, a loss of a yard or two on the play. And that will set up 4th down and 2. Miles Hilton, the big defensive lineman there to blow things up. The offense is going to stay out there for the Hornets. In motion comes Phillips from left to right. And we have a whistle and a timeout taken, I do believe. We'll take it as well. Timeout Farrell. 6:43 left to play the opening quarter. No score in front of a packed house of the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. 6:43 left to play in the opening quarter. Out of the Farrell timeout, it is 4th down and 3 for Hickory. One back in the backfield next to Christian Dungy. 2 wide receivers near side to the right. Dungy sweeping left side. Dungy puts his head down and barrels forward, and that's going to be enough for a Hickory 1st down. Christian Dungy, a very athletic quarterback. He already has an offer from the University of Akron. Dungy to throw, lets it rip downfield for Phillips, and it's almost intercepted. On in coverage for Farrell, Jaden King Vincent. And they went for the home run ball, and it is incomplete. And very nearly intercepted.
But that's what you talked about, right, with a young quarterback. You're going to pick and choose the chances you take down the field. And you have a receiver like Jaden Phillips, you have to attempt those types of plays every so often because he's so athletic. But really, Jaden King Vincent with great coverage down the field.
King Vincent, the transfer from Erie Cathedral Prep. Dungy, quarterback draw up the middle, puts his head down, and he rumbles down to the 36-yard line.
So Dungy with the quarterback draw right there. We've seen him run a couple times here tonight. Certainly we saw him run on that opening kickoff. We know the speed that he has in the open field.
If you hear some cheering in the background or some hollering, we're literally directly next to the Farrell coaches in the press box, and they are immediately next to Ralph. So that's where the cheering and clapping and hollering of instructions is coming from. Dungy on a drop play. This is Morrison. Morrison backs his way inside the 35, and he's down to the 34-yard line. And that will set up a 4th down and 5 play as we approach the 5-minute mark of this opening quarter.
Well, Hickory already has 1 4th down conversion on this drive. They've held the ball a long time.
So 4th down and 5. Offense is staying out there. This is Dungy lining up in the pistol with Morrison behind him. 2 wide receivers make it 3 near side to the right. Morrison shifts to the right side. They'll dump it off. This is Jaden Phillips. Phillips puts on a move. Jaden Phillips tap dances his way down the near sideline. That's going to be more than enough for a Hornet 1st down.
We talk about it all the time at every level of football. When you have athletes like Jaden Phillips, you just have to give them the football out in space and let them do the rest.
Hornets on the move on the initial offensive possession. They returned the opening kick for a touchdown, did Dungy, but there was a hold and it was called back. And we have a whistle and a timeout taken by the Hornets. We will keep it right here. Following tonight's action, we will select a player of the game. This is one player that has made the greatest impact during our Game of the Week. Our Player of the Game award is sponsored by Eastwood Mall, Stadium GM, and Soup City Designs. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you on this Saturday night. They will send out Phillips far side to the left. He's joined by Trevor Borowitz on that left side as well. Kelvin Morrison is the running back. Christian Dungy looks things over, takes the snap, gives to Morrison. Morrison tries the right side, and he got positive yardage down to the 25. It's a pickup of about 2. It'll set up 2nd down and 8.
Looked like Rashad Dunbar, the first one there. Again, that's going to be the deal here for the Steeler defense, right? They're going to have to try to contain Kelvin Morrison here tonight, not allow those big plays that we saw so many times last season from him, the big runs.
Second down. And 8 upcoming. Christian Dungy from the 25 will call his own number, sweeping the left side, bouncing it to the outside. Dungy to the 25, and he got decked out of bounds. There's a flag down as well. It may be another hold.
Yeah, that flag came from the middle of the field, down the field a bit. It'd be interesting to see what this call is. I imagine you're right.
Here's Joe Lombardi with the call.
Holding. Offense. Number 7. Yard penalty from the spot. Repeat. 2nd down.
That's Trevor Borowitz. Wearing number 7 there is the hold. Grabbed a hold of Juju Johnson on the play. Borowitz now split out near side to the right. Jaden Phillips in the slot on the right side. We bring Dante Evans in motion left to right. Christian Dungy rolling to the near side. Dungy lost his footing, and then he got swarmed upon, and he is going to be rolled down right at about the 30-yard line. He kept those legs churning, but going to lose some yardage, it appears.
Watch him fight at the end of this. I mean, there's nothing really there. Farrell defense does a nice job converging to the football, but he just refuses to go down, get some help from a few teammates with the push. But you see the gentleman making that tackle, Mario Boatwright, really one of the best linebackers in the area.
So it is 3rd down upcoming. Christian Dungy takes the snap. He's flushed from the pocket, looking downfield, throws on the run. It's knocked away, incomplete. Intended for Dorian Kane. Or he was on in coverage, I should say. Marzer Gardlock was out in as a pass receiver. For Hickory, it'll be 4th down upcoming and 13. No score.
Yeah, Dorian Kane almost went the other way for 6 on that one. Broke on it just a little bit late, but was able to break that up. Let's take a look at the tail end of that. He read that so well.
Yeah, he'd still be running if that was the case, him being able to haul that one in. So it is 4th down and long, 4th and 13. Dungy to throw. Dungy firing, end zone incomplete, looking for Phillips, who had a couple of steps. But it will go as a turnover on downs. And Farrell at long last will get its hands on the football, and Hickory possessed it for a long, long time, but comes away empty, no points. That defense coming up big for the Steelers on their first crack at it, and those pads popping, Ralph.
Yeah, absolutely. They're eager to get back out there after that injury, eager to hit someone else besides their own team and in practice in doubles. And they've done a really nice job of being aggressive here tonight.
9:41 time of possession for Hickory, but the Hornets unable to punch it in. And now another young quarterback will step out onto the field. It's Aaron Pegues. Pegues in his 2nd year as the starting quarterback. And we have another penalty flag thrown.
False start. Number 55. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
So back the Steelers up 5 yards. Aaron Pegues, a very athletic quarterback. He's really grown in size, matured as a young man since last season when we saw him. He loves to use the legs. He's growing as a passer as well. Run play goes to Juju Johnson. He got tripped up, but not before he's able to reach the 30. He crosses the 30 and is ahead of the 31. They may even give him the 32-yard line. Of course, Johnson was tremendous in the last meeting. He had 4 touchdowns, 231 rushing yards last year in a loss to Hickory, 35-31 on the 24th of August 2024. Pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7. Aaron Pegues will give it to Juju Johnson. Johnson, 45-50, 45-40, down the sideline. And he got tripped up at the tail end of the play. He's inside the 30-yard line. Juju Johnson making things happen early.
Yeah, every so often backs come around, and we've seen them over the years, where every time they touch the ball, you feel like, hey, this is it. They're going to go all the way. And he's one of those backs. Just has that explosive factor to him that not a lot of them do.
A very gritty player, a very tough player, committed to the University of Nebraska. Farrell head coach Amp Pegues said this kid just loves to compete. He loves to win. He called him the dog of the team. He checks out Jason Marshall II into the backfield for the Steelers. On the keeper, this is Aaron Pegues. He tries the right side, gets a good push. And he's brought down just shy of the 20-yard line. Pegues picks up about 5 yards on the play. It's 2nd down and 5 upcoming as we're now inside the final minute of this opening quarter. Still no score between Farrell and Hickory. 2 wide receivers, far side to the right, 1 near side to the left. Aaron Pegues with some movement along the right side. Looks like the Steelers will be penalized, but let's see.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So penalties so important and so crucial when you stay on schedule. Makes things easier. There's a great shot of Dante Evans, who's a little bit shaken up, it appears. He's being attended to on the Hornet sideline. Jason Marshall II is in the backfield for Farrell. And the give is to Marshall. Marshall got spun down. And the football came out. And the football belongs to Hickory, it appears.
Well, give credit to Michael Risve because he's at the bottom of that pile. The big defensive tackle, number 67. Watch the penetration he gets. He's the first one to hit him. He's the one that strips that ball out. You want to talk about penetration into the backfield. Risve was there on that exchange.
1st down and 10 for the Hornets with just 31 seconds remaining. Hickory's first offensive possession, 9 minutes, 41 seconds. It amounted to no points. They want to change that this time, however. Kristen Dungy with Morrison to his left. The give is to Morrison. Morrison puts on a move, and he squirts his way up across the 30 ahead of the 31-yard line. And that may do it for us here in this opening quarter. I'm not seeing a real sense of urgency for the Hornets. And it looks like the final seconds will tick on down. And we have played 1 quarter of football here in Hermitage, Pennsylvania. We go to the 2nd quarter. No score between Farrell and Hickory on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. All set for the 2nd quarter here in Hermitage. Good one between Hickory and Farrell. on this Saturday night. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you as we get back to it. Hornets have the football. Second down. And about 6. The give is to Morrison. Morrison bounces it to the outside. He's to the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Morrison rumbling his way, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line. First down, Hickory. Morrison getting a full head of steam and getting some rhythm now.
The middle bounces. Then he's able to break a tackle right here. Takes a big shot at the end by Jaden King-Vincent. But you'll take that gain in the first down anytime.
First down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Hornets on the move. The give is to Morrison up the middle. Picked up more positive yardage. Morrison is much improved, according to Coach Dungy, at making his reads, where to go with the ball, where to cut. He understands the offense better this season, so much so that he helps out the younger running backs learn and grow. And boy, his speed is second to none. Coach Dungy told me it is game over if he gets to the second level. Plays a lot bigger than his 180-pound frame. This is Dungy on the keeper, and Dungy bounces off a second tackler, and he got slammed down by Juju Johnson at the 36-yard line. Did a good job of staying on his feet with some good balance.
I think that's one of the things that gets overlooked with Juju Johnson's game. I mean, he's such a good running back, but we've seen him all over the field here tonight on defense as well. Just a football player.
Yeah, he plays with kind of a nastiness on the defensive side. Really attacks opposing ball carriers. One wide receiver to each side. Evans is the tight end on the right side for Hickory. Christian Dungy on third down and 6 looks to throw. Dungy will tuck it. He will run. Dungy knocked down at the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of just a couple of yards. It'll set up fourth down and short. You'd imagine the offense stays out there here.
The offense has been staying out there. They've already gone for it on fourth down 3 times, 2 times successfully.
So it is fourth down and 5. Wide out to the right, it's Trevor Borowitz, Jaden Phillips, and Dante Evans.
Keep in mind, on those fourth down tries, they've gone Jaden Phillips' way many times.
Dungy looking, dumping it off. Morrison makes the catch, has the first down, and more! And he races in for the touchdown! But there's a flag down. So let's check it out. At the moment, it's a 36-yard touchdown pass, but will it stand?
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Number 1. Offense. 15-yard penalty. Repeat. Fourth down.
That's Jaden Phillips with the illegal blindside block, and we have an injured Farrell Steeler down on the field. So that's the second touchdown that has been waved off thanks to a penalty.
And Chad, think about it. That's on fourth down. So now you wonder if the whole decision-making process is going to change. Because instead of a fourth and manageable, what are you looking at here?
I can't tell who the injured Steeler is that is down. Can't tell if that's a 0 or an 8. We'll take a timeout. And we'll be back after this. No score with 8:59 left to play here in the first half of the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. 8 minutes, 59 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. The injured Steeler was Dorian Kane. He was the victim of a blindside block. I didn't see it. Let's take a look if he was involved in that or not. Maybe a... Oh, there's the blindside block right there. Yeah, they cracked down on that, that's for sure. Fourth down upcoming, and the Hornets offense will stay out there. Two wideouts near side to the left. Dungy looking to throw. Dungy trying to find an opening. Dungy pushes his way inside the 30, and he's down to the 29-yard line. That'll be a Hickory first down. Boy, he has such great instinct, does Dungy. He found an opening, and he got there and moved the chains.
Yeah, you wonder if as a freshman last year when he had some playing time, if he was able to make this run. Watch him tuck this ball once everything breaks down. Just run with confidence, and he knows where he needs to get to pick up that first down, and he does it.
And we have another injured Farrell Steeler down on his back. Maybe some cramping taking place. Yeah, Christian Dungy. That's something that his dad, the head coach, told me. He said he has great instincts as a runner. We've already seen the good speed. He has great vision as well. So far, still no score between these state powers in Pennsylvania. And the injured Farrell Steeler cramping up is Omario Boatwright. WKBN's Big 22 includes the 5 blocks of granite. It honors the top high school football linemen in the Valley. It is sponsored by the Moransky Companies and Coca's Pizza. Go to WKBN.com and click on sports to see the top high school football players in the Valley. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you on this Saturday night. 8:52, rolling clock, second quarter, no score. Hornets looking to change that. Two wideouts near side to the left. Kelvin Morrison is the running back. And the give is to Morrison. Morrison, stutter step, breaking tackles. He's down inside the 25. And he got tackled at the 24-yard line.
So a run like that, similar to a run we saw earlier that was gained more yardage for sure, but the patience that Morrison runs with, so many of those young backs get that handoff and run into whatever garbage is in front of him, right? He's able to take that stutter step, take a little jump cut, find the hole, and make that a positive play for 5 yards.
He has such great balance. Morrison to the left of Christian Dungy. Dungy, quarterback draw on a counter, has it to the 25, and boy, quite a collision there with Damar Kane. You could hear the pads and helmets cracking and popping all the way up here.
And that has been a theme on both sides here tonight.
So no gain. They'll mark it back at the 24. Watch this collision. Bang. Third down and 5 upcoming. Hornets trying to convert again. We're closing in on the 7-minute mark. See how even this thing has been. Defenses have dominated. Morrison shifts to the left of Dungy. And Dungy will give it to Morrison. Morrison breaks a tackle, spins free, and he is grabbed and he is pushed backwards. A slew of Steeler jerseys surrounded him, including Deontay Gillespie among 3, 4, or 5 others, not allowing Morrison to get the first down. He picked up just 1, and it'll be 4th down and 4 upcoming.
Well, Coach Dungy has rolled the dice here tonight already 4 times on 4th down. Why not do it again? He's 3 for 4.
From the 23-yard line, big spot here for Hickory. Christian Dungy looking to throw, firing for Phillips. Incomplete. There's a flag that comes flying in from the near sideline. Perhaps the defensive back. Now a second flag is down. Perhaps the defensive back had a hold of the jersey. We'll get a look at it here.
Yeah, there was definitely contact at the end of that route. Flag, I don't know what that's for. So from a penalty aspect, both teams not clean so far in this first half.
Here is Joe Lombardi.
Pass interference. Defense, number 9. Half the distance to the goal. First down, Hickory.
Damar Kane called for pass interference. We'll get a look at it here.
See, his back is to the football. You could see a little bit of grabbing of that jersey to prevent that separation at the end of that route. We saw 2 flags, but there was just 1 penalty there.
Hickory into the B&R Wholesale Tire and Wheel red zone, threatening once again to score the first points of the night. From the 13-yard line, Dungy puts his head down. He got stacked up. Was able to work his way down near the 10-yard line for a gain of 3 yards.
Chad, something you saw on that play. Christian Dungy looks to his right. That's where the play is designed to go. He was about to throw it and saw that it wasn't open and quickly pulled it down. So many times a young quarterback will see that. That's where the play goes. That's where I throw the football. He doesn't. And even though that doesn't turn out to be much, it's better than a pick 6 on the other end.
It's all part of the maturation process. Not trying to do too much. But they feel like he can really grow into being a prolific passer as he matures and grows as a player. Second down and 7 for the Hornets. Dungy takes the snap, gives it to Morrison. Morrison straight up the middle, muscling his way down to about the 7-yard line.
You know, the one thing that amazes me, you look at the game clock right now, heading under 5 minutes. It seems like this Hickory offense has been out there the entire first half. I mean, they've limited Farrell to 1 offensive possession. And so you talk about conditioning early on in the season. You know, how tired is this Farrell defense going to be?
You can see the difference in terms of possessing the football. Hickory has done that. Farrell hasn't had a chance. But the score is still 0-0, and so that's the important thing, the most important thing. Christian Dungy fakes the handoff, looking to throw, firing, end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown! 7-yard touchdown pass. Dungy to Trevor Borowitz. Hornets on the board. Extra point try coming, courtesy of Callum Dara. Snap is back, ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is no good. 4:24 left to play here in the second quarter. It is Hickory 6, Farrell nothing on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. Hardly an open seat to speak of at the home of the Hickory Hornets. It's the way it should be. It's a packed house. The Hornet fans, the Steeler fans showing up in full force, and they're seeing a good ball game, albeit with Hickory dominating time of possession. Just 1 offensive possession for the Steelers. But they'll get the football back now. It's 6-0 with 4:24 left to play here until halftime. Callum Dara will kick it off for the Hornets. Back deep for Farrell, it's Jaden King Vincent and Timmy Jackson. Dara makes the approach. It is a short kick, which will be picked up and taken by Timmy Jackson. Jackson cut down at the 20-yard line. And the football came free, but I think the ground forced the fumble there. So 1st and 10 for Farrell. It's probably not appropriate to say, what do the Steelers need to do to get something going offensively? It starts with just having the ball.
Right. I mean, having 4 plays in this first half so far, 4 minutes left in the first half is crazy. They're going to look to establish a drive right here before the half, and for as much as they haven't been out there, they're only down a touchdown.
Hickory getting it done. On the offensive side, a steady diet of Kelvin Morrison. They mix it up, the run and the pass. Of course, it was capped off by that Trevor Borowitz touchdown reception. Dungy making things happen as well. Farrell with the football. And the give is to Juju Johnson. Johnson spun down, but not before he reaches the 27-yard line. By the way, that scoring drive sponsored by On Demand Occupational Medicine. So pickup of 8 on first down, 2nd down and 2 for the Steelers. Each side with 2 timeouts remaining. Steelers will send out 2 wide receivers near side to the right. 1 back in the backfield. Aaron Pegues has the snap and again gives it to Juju Johnson. Johnson barrels his way up across the 35. That will be a Farrell first down. Juju Johnson wants to be dominant. He says he models his game after Jahmyr Gibbs of the Detroit Lions. It's a pretty good player to model his game after. Already up to 64 yards. They haven't even had the ball very much tonight. First down and 10. We're inside 3 minutes left to play in this second quarter. Aaron Pegues will call his own number. Tries to bounce it to the outside. Pegues has it up across the 40 to the 45-yard line, but there's a flag down. So in all likelihood, this one will be coming back. Well, Joe Lombardi will sort it out and give us the particulars.
Holding, number 17, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Carleo Lowe is the guilty party. So that decent gain is all for naught. They mark the ball back at the 25. Steelers send out 1 wide receiver near side to the right. It's Nemo Jones. He can absolutely fly. And Pegues will give it to Juju Johnson, bouncing off tacklers. He's up across the 30 to the 31. Ralph, you just get the feeling that at any point in time, he can make one cut and take it to the house.
Yeah, you know, it's not too often that you have a game like this where both running backs have that game-breaking ability, and that's certainly what we have here tonight. Juju Johnson, so fast and athletic. And, you know, you talked about him on the defensive side of the ball being explosive and violent. It's the same way he runs the football.
It'll be second down upcoming. Run play goes to Juju Johnson, breaking tackles, first down, and he got knocked down from the backside at the 50-yard line. Tackle made by Ja'Kai Husband. But again, there's more of that quick agility, speed, and ability to make things happen. It's a first down for the Steelers.
Well, the thing you like about this run is he is untouched until he gets into the secondary. So give credit to that offensive line for not only clearing that D-line out, but the linebackers as well.
First down and 10 from the 48-yard line. McGeese will again give it to Juju Johnson. Johnson, another big gain. He's up near another Farrell first down. All depends on where he went down. Looks like about a yard shy. And it appears we have a timeout called by Hickory. And so the Hornets have just one timeout remaining. We have an injured Farrell Steeler as well, who's slowly making his way off the field, getting looked at. Darnell LaCamera. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you. Boy, what a shot in the arm it would be if the Steelers can somehow work their way downfield. There's not a lot of time left, 69 seconds, but they trail this one 6-0.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. You finally get your offense with a little bit of rhythm, and you look at the clock, you only have 1:09 left. You know, that has been the issue. They haven't been out there to kind of get that rhythm. And again, I think we have to keep remembering that, you know, this is week one. You know, you had scrimmages and whatnot, but your whole offense being out there, getting into a rhythm really hasn't happened yet. And boy, they haven't had much of a chance here in week one in the first half.
So Aaron Pegues will line up. It'll be Jason Marshall II in the backfield with them. A 4 wide receiver set, 2 to each side for the Steelers. Aaron Pegues looking to throw. He's under duress. He fires, and it's... See, did he hang on? He did not. That was intended for Nemo Jones. He got walloped. Did a great job to try and make that catch, but he took a big-time lick and wasn't able to hang on.
Yeah, Pegues under a lot of pressure that time. That Hickory defense is going to come right up the middle. And this ball hangs up there a little while, lets that defensive back adjust. And boy, he just throws him out of bounds.
Well, they're saying it's 3rd down and 1 now. So the run play is to Juju Johnson. Johnson has a first down. We'll move the chains. Game clock at 55 seconds. Until halftime, Farrell has 2 timeouts left. Clock continues to roll, 45 seconds remaining. Aaron Pegues will give it up the middle. This is Juju Johnson. Out of bounds, inside the 20 and in to the B&R Wholesale Tire and Wheel Red Zone. He just continues to pick up big chunk after big chunk, and Steelers are working their way.
Yeah, and that's the second run in a row where no one touches them.
And we have a whistle. And a timeout taken by Hickory, and so the Hornets are now out of timeouts. So you can now watch the WKBN Game of the Week live anywhere you live. Download WKBN Plus for live local news, weather, and sports. WKBN Plus is available to download and watch for free on your television. Download WKBN Plus today. Available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. 30 seconds left. Hickory now out of timeouts. Steelers on the move, looking to tie things up at 6 and perhaps take the lead with an extra point.
And boy, what a turn of events that would be if they're able to take the lead here before half, having barely been out there on the offensive side of the ball. Real shot in the arm going into halftime. But they're going to have to manage this clock well down the stretch.
Aaron Pegues is ready to go, takes the snap. He gives it to Juju Johnson. Johnson barrels his way inside the 15. And he got knocked down at the 13-yard line, and now the Steelers will call a timeout. Stop made by Trevor Borowitz, and so now Farrell has one timeout remaining, I do believe. I think they're going to add a little bit of time left back up on the game clock. So 6-0 Hickory leading Farrell in week 1 action.
Well, it wasn't that high-scoring affair that we saw last year that many people expected, including myself, coming into this game. But boy, it's been some entertaining football, and you know that as these two teams get into the locker room, both coaches will have a lot to talk about of what they could fix coming out here in the second half.
We mentioned it earlier. Hickory won last year's meeting 35-31 in wild fashion. Farrell had won the previous 2, and then prior to that, Hickory had won 2 in a row in the series. None of that matters now, however. It's this year's team and a new opportunity for both the Hornets and Steelers. Nemo Jones lined up as a wide receiver near side to the right. And the run play goes to Juju Johnson. He got brought down short of the 10-yard line. And a timeout has been taken as this second quarter clock is down to 19 seconds left. So what do you do here?
Well, I mean, I think you look at the situation at 2nd and 5. I can't think that you would risk running the ball up the middle. You know, maybe you take some shots to the sidelines. Obviously, you have trust in your quarterback and Pegues. Try to get a matchup you like on the outside.
Now, make no mistake about it. We're not saying that Juju Johnson couldn't run it, and he's shown the ability all night long, but the clock plays into this. But it has been a steady diet of Juju Johnson, and he has indeed picked up some big chunks. But you're a little bit far out to get tackled inbounds and let this clock wind down. 19 seconds left. By the time you get reset, you run the ball. You may have maybe one more play after this. Maybe I'm underestimating it just a bit.
Yeah, and if you do, you're going to be rushed to get that off.
Empty backfield for Farrell. On 3rd down, Aaron Pegues ready to go. He's looking to throw. He's under duress. Pegues flushed. He has that one knocked down, incomplete. With 13 seconds left. And that pressure forced the throw, and the pass got knocked down. It's 4th down and 5, and all fired up. Ja'Kai Husband.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Chad, Farrell lost their kicker on that opening kickoff, and so you wonder how much confidence do they have in that next guy, and what's the mentality here? Is it a go-for mentality, put some points on the board mentality, and you look out there and they're going for it.
So here we go on 4th down and 5. Aaron Pegues looking to throw. He's flushed to the near side. He fires. End zone! And it's incomplete! Tamar Kane made a great grab, but he was out of bounds. It's a good call by the official on the near side, and it's a turnover on downs. We'll get a look at it here.
Yeah, you love Pegues getting out of the pocket, buying some time for his receiver. And there you see that first foot come out of bounds.
So it is 1st down and 10 for Hickory. And you would imagine that they would simply take a knee and head back to the locker room and reevaluate. It'll be Farrell getting the football to start things in the 3rd quarter, but Hickory really dodged a bullet there, because it appeared that the Steelers were ready to punch it in. So Dungy will take a knee, and that will do it for us here in the first half of play. Defenses have been very good on both sides. Not a lot of scoring. We've reached halftime here in Hermitage. Your halftime score, Hickory 6, Farrell nothing on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. And we are all set for quarter number 3 here in Hermitage, Pennsylvania. Hickory leading Farrell 6-0. As we'll kick this thing off here to start the third quarter. It'll be the Steelers getting their hands on the football to start the second half. Callum Dara will boot it away. And Dara drills this one downfield. It's going to be muffed and picked up, taken across the 20, 25-30, 35-40, 45-50, into the open field, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Jaden King Vincent to the house! Steelers strike!
Well, you don't have to worry about establishing the offense when your special teams could play like that. Well, we saw a kickoff return to open the game that was negated by a penalty. Now we see one here to open the third quarter that's not going to be. What a nice job. Jaden King Vincent, the junior, just gets into open space, gets some blocks down the field.
Jaden King Vincent, transfer from Erie Cathedral Prep, fitting right in. Coach Pegues told me he's the fastest player on the team. Brings toughness and grittiness. Steelers will go for 2, and a penalty flag is thrown prior to the snap.
Before the snap, false start. Number 2, Farrell. 5-yard penalty and retry.
An 88-yard kickoff return for a touchdown to start the third quarter. So they'll back things up to about the 8-yard line. Aaron Pegues trying to give the Steelers the lead. That's Jason Marshall II to the left of Pegues. Long count. Pegues takes the snap. Flushed from the pocket. Pegues firing into the end zone, and it is intercepted. There's a flag down, or is there? Nope, that's just a gold shoe. So it looks like it's just no good, and we'll stay 6-6 with 11:45 left to play. No, there is a penalty flag. I knew I saw something yellow on the field. My eyesight hasn't deceived me that much. So 15 seconds in, we're tied at 6 on that 88-yard kick return by Jaden King Vincent. Man, what a way to start, Ralph.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we talked about them coming out, establishing an offense, getting in a rhythm. Not going to be able to do that on this next drive, but boy, you're looking for a shot in the arm. You're looking for something to spark this team. That may be it.
So that was a very, very quick turn of events. A very quick drive summary, if you will. Not even a drive at all, but it's a touchdown. 88-yard kickoff return. Jaden King Vincent. Boy, that speed was on display. He got into the open field, and it was no contest. Our scoring drive courtesy of On Demand Occupational Medicine. Tell you what, on that two-point conversion, Aaron Pegues took a big hit. He's a little woozy there across the way. Let's take a look at it here.
Trying to buy time, and you could see just the tail end of it. Looked like Dante Evans put a big hit on him. That'd be something to keep an eye on moving forward for sure. Let's take another look at it. Oh, it's sandwiched.
Sandwiched in between two Hornets. So we have a new kicker in there. Of course, on the first play, the opening kickoff, Elijah Jackson was injured, so this will be Rashad Dunbar kicking it off. The deep man is Christian Dungy. It's a line drive kick, and Dungy will pick it up and take it across the 15 to the 20, 25, and he got whacked right as soon as he reached the 30-yard line, and so that is where the Hornets will take over. First down and 10.
The telltale sign your quarterback's a good athlete, he's returning kickoffs, right? I mean, so many times they protect quarterbacks, don't put them in on defense, doesn't play special teams. He's running back kicks.
He's the quarterback offensively, likewise the quarterback in the defensive backfield, and he is playing on special teams. Yeah, he is a special player, that's for sure. Two wide receivers far side to the left. It's Jaden Phillips and Trevor Borowitz. Kelvin Morrison, the running back. And the give is to Morrison. Morrison got cut down at the 31-yard line. Pickup of just a yard, and it'll be second down and a long 9.
Well, the tackle was Mario Boatwright. We talked about him a little bit in that first half. Just unbelievable video game type numbers as far as tackles go last season. A real leader of that defense, and man, he is just everywhere. Keep an eye on number 0.
Just over a minute into this third quarter. And again, the give is up the middle. This is Morrison taking some Steelers with him. And that'll be a Farrell, make that a Hickory first down.
Yeah, I think one thing we haven't mentioned tonight, and not to take anything away from Kelvin Morrison, one of the most talented backs in the state and country, that offensive line in front of him for Hickory, that's some big boys up there.
Yeah, that's an experienced group, and it's a big group led by Luke Lewis in the middle. Lewis, highly recruited lineman. The give is to Morrison, and he got dropped at the 41-yard line. Loss on the play. Juju Johnson and Jason Marshall II made the stop. It's a loss of a yard on the play, second down and 11.
You know, something we've seen from Hickory here in the early going is even when they have a run like that, loss of 1, gain of 2, they continue to stick with it, right? They stick with that running game because they know that Calvin Morrison has that big play potential.
Second down and 11. Two wide receivers, far side to the left. And the give is to Morrison. Morrison breaking tackles and muscling his way up ahead to the 50-yard line. Brought down by Sonny Puga. And now you see Morrison starting to pick up bigger chunks of yardage.
Yeah, he runs right by the blitz of Rashad Dunbar. Able to get into that secondary.
We'll officially call it third down and 3. Jaden Phillips, Trevor Borowitz, wide out to the left. Christian Dungy lined up in the pistol. And Dungy will give it again to Morrison. Morrison muscles his way. It's another Hickory first down to the 45-yard line. So the two running backs that have earned so much well-deserved publicity, Morrison and Johnson, not disappointing tonight. Morrison now starting to get a full head of steam running the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we talked about the tough yards that he's able to get running right behind Luke Lewis. You talked about the 300-pounder just a few plays ago. And what a luxury it is for him to run behind that guy.
Morrison with 88 yards. He's averaging 5.5 yards per crack on 16 carries. Two wideouts to the left once again. Same formation as the previous play. And Dungy again will give it to Morrison. He puts on a move, 45 to the outside, 40. Morrison is cut down as a late flag is thrown from the far sideline. We have Omario Boatwright, who is slow to get up just a bit.
Had a lot of holds tonight. This one might be a block in the back.
Joe Lombardi once again.
Holding, number 1, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot. First down.
That's Jaden Phillips. We'll see if we'll get a look at the hold. There it is, the right side of your screen.
And that's where I thought the block in the back was, but clearly looking at that replay, he held him first. And again, you see him put his hands up like I didn't do anything, and that's the telltale sign you did.
Caught with the hands in the cookie jar.
Right.
No, I don't have anything to do with that. Don't mention the crumbs I have, right? 7:40 and counting in the third quarter. Dungy rolling. Dungy dropped! Jason Marshall the second with a huge sack. And that will back Hickory up in a big, big way.
Yeah, he combined the penalty now with this big sack by Marshall. You really put this Hornet offense in a bind. And again, we've seen when they've needed big chunks of yardage, they look downfield. They trust Christian Dungy to try to find Jaden Phillips. We'll see what they call here on second down.
Second down and long. Christian Dungy, draw play, goes to Morrison. Morrison 50, 40, down to the 39. He got almost all of it back on one carry.
Yeah, what a great play call right there to call the draw. Everything opened up out in front. A really good block out front by one of the linemen.
We have an official's timeout. Morrison is really starting to pile up the numbers now. That's Michael Ristvay. The injured Hornet may be cramping up. Looks like that's the case. Talk about it. We talked about it on the way over to the stadium today as we get a look at this on the replay in a 6-6 game.
Yeah, you run that draw, your offensive lineman get out in space a little bit and pancake somebody. And that's Michael Ristvay. And that block caused him to cramp up, I think.
But coaches, I was at a couple practices this week. They're talking to their players about the importance of staying as hydrated as possible. And it doesn't just start the day of the game or the day before, especially at this stage of the season in week one. You've got to make sure you're drinking fluids and drinking Gatorade and water and staying hydrated all the way back at the beginning of the week, right?
Yeah, and that's something that has come such a long way, right? I mean, the sports science part of hydration, you know, you see these coaches, even in high school, preaching to these kids that, you know, walk around school, you're drinking, so that on Friday or Saturday nights when it's, you know, 80 degrees out and you're running 5 miles back and forth, you could withstand it, and that's easier said than done for sure.
And another penalty flag. And this will be a 5-yarder against Hickory.
Before the snap, false start, number 71, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
It's Colton Bernice, called for moving early as you get a look at Bill Dungy, the head coach of the Hickory Hornets. Christian Dungy takes the snap, fakes the handoff, dumps it off to the near side. Caught by Phillips, and he is swarmed upon and dropped. Back at the 49-yard line, Damar Kane leading the defensive charge for Farrell.
Boy, and how many times do we see a play like that where Jaden Phillips gets it out in space and turns it into a big play? Give credit to Damar Kane. He's able to read the play off the get and get up there and just make a great open field tackle.
Marzer Gardlock is in punt formation for Hickory. Juju Johnson back deep to return for the Steelers. More premature movement for Hickory.
Dead ball. Ball start. Number 8. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still.
So the Hornets will move back 5 more yards. Marzer Gardlock. Takes the snap. It's the punt away. It's angled towards the near sideline, and it'll be touchdown at the 22-yard line. 4:41 left to play here in the third. We'll take a timeout and have more after this. 6-6 is our score on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. .441 left to play, third quarter, 6-6. Farrell and Hickory all tied up. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you on this Saturday night in Hermitage, week 1 of the 2025 high school football regular season. 2 Pennsylvania Powers slugging it out. Defenses dominant here tonight. Not a lot of points to speak of. In motion comes Jaden King Vincent. And the give goes to Jaden King Vincent. And he breaks a tackle up across the 30. He's ahead of the 31-yard line. He had an 88-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. 2-point conversion, no good. That's how we got to this point, 6-6. Steelers will keep it to the ground, and that hole was plugged up immediately by Luke Lewis as Juju Johnson did not have anywhere to go. Lewis grabbed a hold and would not let him go. The injured Hickory Hornet is Matthew Myers. He's slow to get up, and he's going to try and get off the field under his own power. He is going to head off the field and be replaced by Jackson Schneider. Second down, make it 3rd and 2. The run play goes to Juju Johnson. He has a first down across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Johnson and Morrison, they've been impressive.
Yeah, and they both picked up the hard yards too, right? They're not just big play sweep backs that can only run to the outside and turn the corner. You know, they're earning their paychecks here tonight.
Johnson averaging just a hair under 11 yards per carry.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Aaron Pegues takes the snap, tosses it to Juju Johnson. Johnson plows his way up ahead of the 44-yard line. Looks like there's a flag down, so it's probably coming back. Steelers are walking backwards.
Yeah, and that's something that both these teams, we talked about it on our move to victory at halftime.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So not a hold, but rather An illegal formation. So it'll be first down and 15 as they mark the ball at the 32-yard line. Aaron Pegues takes the snap, looks to go to the air, firing. It's incomplete. Was intended for Nemo Jones.
And Nemo Jones is one of those guys that, you know, I think this Farrell offense would love to get him some more touches. You try right there. Good defense, kind of disrupting that catch. But he's a guy, you know, you want to get double-digit touches in a game like this.
Jones has an offer from Texas San Antonio. A great route runner, according to head coach Amp Pegues, but we weren't able to make the connection that time as Pegues is back to throw. He has time. He throws, and there's a major collision, and it was early contact from Jaden Phillips, and that was a huge collision that was early, and Timmy Jackson paid the price.
Boy, it'd be interesting to see that replay if we have it, because that ball and Jaden Phillips seemed to arrive about the same time, and that's close.
And 15-yard penalty. First down, Farrell.
Pass interference against Jaden Phillips. Here's another look at it.
Yep, that shows a little bit early for sure. Good
Just
job by
a
the officials. Yeah,
split second.
and I think if he would have made more of an effort to maybe go over the top, try to bat the ball down instead of just running through him, he may have had a better shot of not getting that penalty.
Two wide receivers, near side to the left, one far side to the right. Juju Johnson is the running back. And Pegues will give it to Johnson. Johnson breaks tackles. 1, 2, 3. Down to the 47, maybe the 46-yard line of Hickory.
You know, I think this is the type of drive that Farrell wants here tonight. They want one of those drives, and we haven't seen it yet here tonight, where they're able to just grind it out. You know, use their talented running back and Johnson to continue just to march down the field and wear this Hickory defense out a little bit. But obviously they want to end this in the end zone.
Second down and a long 3 for Farrell as we approach the 2-minute mark. Pegues fakes the handoff. He'll keep it himself, and he got cut down. Cut down on the play by Kelvin Morrison. That will set up 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, that time Farrell pulled the guard to try to get out in front of Pegues. He wasn't quick enough to get out and block Morrison, who delivered a pretty big hit on Pegues.
3rd down and 4 following a loss of 1. Aaron Pegues trying to convert for the Steelers. He turns and gives it. Juju Johnson muscles his way right to the sticks. And let's see if he was able to pick up the first down or if they're going to mark him a little bit shy. Nope, it's a first down. So a fresh set of downs for the Steelers inside the final minute of this fast-moving 3rd quarter. Dorian Kane wide out to the right. 2 other wide receivers near side to the left for Farrell. Aaron Pegues Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll keep it himself. He got stacked up and wrestled down at the 45-yard line. It looks like a short loss on the play. Dante Evans made the stop for the Hornets.
Yeah, Cavante Miller there as well. And you know, we saw earlier in the game, Dante Evans banged up a little bit. Good to see him back in there and making some plays for that Hornet defense.
Well, that's going to do it for us here in quarter number 3. 12 minutes to play in regulation. We're still tied at 6 on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. Aaron Pegues with one running back in the backfield. Pegues takes the snap, turns, and another flag. And Joe Lombardi will make another announcement.
For the snap, illegal substitution, 12 guys on the field on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So all of a sudden, the drive becomes a bit more difficult when you play behind the chains.
Yeah, you think about it. First down, you lost 2 yards. Now the penalty. Put yourself in a tough situation.
Takes the snap. He gives it to Juju Johnson. Johnson, 40, spinning free, down inside the 40. Wrestled down at the 37-yard line. He picked up almost all of that yardage that had previously been lost.
Yeah, think about it. What a luxury that is. You know, you see many teams, you're second and 17, you're throwing the ball for the next 2 or 3 downs if you have to. And Juju Johnson said, hey, no problem. I'll make it third and manageable.
Third down and a long 5, it appears. Aaron Pegues will again give it to Juju Johnson. Breaking tackles. Johnson to the 25, to the 20, and he's spun down at the 16-yard line, but not before reaching the B&R Wholesale Tire and Wheel red zone.
Yeah, 2 plays, you make the first down and much, much more. Again, look at the blocking up front. I mean, he's a talented back, but he's not getting touched. He's getting into the safeties before he's even getting challenged.
They mark the ball closer to the 17-yard line as the injured Hickory Hornet is Cavante Miller. We'll take a timeout and be back after this on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. 11-12 left to play here in the fourth quarter. It's a 6-6 game between Farrell and Hickory. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you. Steelers on the move, trying to take their first lead of the game. The run play goes to Juju Johnson. He splashes his way into the open field, and he's in. Touchdown! But there's a flag down. So it's coming back.
Illegal shift, number 58, offense, wasn't set at the snap. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Joe Gordon was not set, as you heard the explanation, and so take the touchdown away. We've seen at least 3 scores called back, thanks to penalties, including the opening kickoff for Hickory. There's Amp Pegues on the left side of your screen, the veteran coach. Hoping his offense can muster something here on this possession. Just over 11 minutes remaining. Hickory showing pressure. They give this to Juju Johnson. Johnson got pushed backwards. Tyson Bonner was there. I beg your pardon, that was Michael Ristvay. Ristvay all fired up, would not allow that forward surge.
Yeah, that Hornet defense just stacked the line of scrimmage. They're just daring to run at it.
So that will set things up for second down and long from the 22-yard line. Some shifting along the line for the Steelers. A receiver to each side. Aaron Pegues brings a man in motion. There's a whistle and a timeout called with 10-11 left to play here in the fourth quarter. We'll take it as well. 6-6 is our score on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. 10-11 left to play in the fourth quarter. 6-6. Farrell and Hickory hooked up in a good one. Second down and 15 for the Steelers. Aaron Pegues brings a man in motion, and he will give it to Juju Johnson. He got grabbed and slammed down by Luke Lewis. And the big nose tackle was not going to allow Johnson to bust free.
There's so many times you see big nose tackles get through the line and can't locate the football. Luke Lewis able to get through that block, find Juju Johnson and take him down.
Trevor Borowitz also helping out. Nemo Jones to the right, two other wideouts far side to the left as well. Aaron Pegues awaits the snap. And there's more movement on the left side of that line.
Dead ball. Ball starts. Number 54. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
That's Levon Crumby. So back him up 5 more. And it's third down. 3 wide receivers far side to the left, 1 near side to the right. Juju Johnson in the backfield. He's to the left of quarterback Aaron Pegues, who wants to throw. Pegues pumping, throwing, incomplete, too tall for his intended target, Nemo Jones. And it'll be fourth down upcoming, 4th and 20. It's kind of an odd situation now. Too close to punt, too far for any field goal attempt, so you may as well go for it, right?
Yeah, I think you do, and you have Juju Johnson in the backfield, so we'll see what kind of creative play they come up here on 4th and long. But, you know, you continue to look up at that scoreboard. There's only going to be so many more opportunities in this fourth quarter for one of these teams to make a big play.
Aaron Pegues trying to pull a rabbit out of his hat on a tough 4th down play. 4th down and 20. Pegues back to throw. Quarterback draw. Puts on a move. Still looking downfield. Pegues heaves it towards the end zone. And it is tipped around and incomplete. Very nearly hauled in by Dorian Kane. It was almost intercepted, and then Kane had a crack at it. What a play, but turnover on downs, and we're back after this on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. This was close. None of the fans on hand have headed to the exits yet. Why would they? 6-6, quite a ball game. 8:37 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you. Christian Dungy will turn and give it to Kelvin Morrison. Blasting his way! Open field! Foot race on! 20, 10, 5, touchdown! No flags! Kelvin Morrison with a game-breaking play. It's now 12-6, but now the all-important extra point coming courtesy of Callum Dara. Snap is back, ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:26 left to play here in the fourth quarter. It is now Hickory 13, Farrell 6.
Yeah, just like that, right? A good block by your fullback, Dante Evans. And then, boy, once he gets past that first line of scrimmage, man, there is nobody going to catch him.
That scoring drive is sponsored by our friends at On Demand Occupational Medicine. It's a little pooch kick, which is hauled in across the 35 to the 36. Across the 40, ahead of the 44-yard line. One of the up men for the Steelers picked it up, but good field position for Farrell. WKBN's Big 22 includes the 5 blocks of granite, which honors the top high school football linemen in the Valley. It is sponsored by the Moransky Companies and Coca's Pizza. Go to WKBN.com and click on sports. See the top high school football players in the Valley. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you. Hickory now with a 13-6 lead. But with a player the caliber of Juju Johnson, Farrell is not dead in the water by any stretch of the imagination. Steelers dump it off. Nemo Jones makes the catch, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 46-yard line. So immediately on the first play of this offensive drive, the Steelers are into Hickory territory.
Right, you know that was a priority coming in. We talked about getting Nemo Jones the ball. They've been unable to do that here tonight until this play. And he brings that same explosiveness to this offense just from the wide receiver position.
8:15 left in the fourth quarter, 13-6 Hickory. 3 wide receivers, far side to the left, 1 near side to the right. High snap, Pegues picks it up. Pegues flushed to the left side, and Pegues falls forward down to the 47-yard line or so.
Well, you think about how bad that could have been, right? And we give credit to Aaron Pegues. Take a look at it right here. Snap over his head. Has the wherewithal to snag it up and make something positive out of it.
So that will set up a 3rd down and 2 for the Steelers. This is an important play. Got to keep the football. Clock is continuing to tick down. Aaron Pegues gives it to Juju Johnson. Johnson muscles his way. It's a 1st down to the 40-yard line of the Hornets. The other thing to keep in mind, Farrell lost its kicker on the first play of the game, the opening kickoff, and so they've had to go for 2. Their lone score, and they were unsuccessful in that regard. So, look how even that one is in terms of rushing. We'd expect nothing less from 2 of the premier backs in the state. Dump it off to the near side, caught by Kane. Kane puts on a move, cuts it back inside. 10-5, touchdown! And that quick strike Steeler offense answers right back.
Well, it's interesting to see on that drive. They went to Pegues' arm a lot. Juju Johnson, not a lot of carries. They went to the outside twice, once to Nemo Jones and now to Dorian Kane. And you brought up a good point. It'd be interesting to see what they do here without their kicker.
So at the moment, it's a 13-12 Hickory lead. Kane to the house, a 41-yard touchdown reception. The offense is out there. Juju Johnson takes the direct snap, tries to cut his way back up the field, and the Hornets blow that thing up. Johnson turned back, and it stays 13-12. In the middle of it all, the big guy, Luke Lewis. And he deadlifts and squats over 500 pounds.
Yeah, we talked earlier in the game how he's able to have good vision back there to find the ball carrier. He does so there, gets some help by his friends, and now it's going to be a priority for Farrell to get this ball back.
But the Steelers making things happen. And that passing attack on full display as Pegues distributing the ball. A steady diet of Juju Johnson as well. And then a heck of a move here by Kane. And then he turned on the Jets, made another move, and the rest is history. But the two-point conversion, no good. That scoring drive is sponsored by our friends at On Demand Occupational Medicine. So it's still a one-point game. 6:55 left. Rashad Dunbar with a little dribbler. And the ball is covered at the 47-yard line. Covered up by Kevin Schwartz. So the Hornets now, you would imagine, will rely heavily on Calvin Morrison. It's a recipe for success that has worked this evening. Morrison, a short time ago, ripped off a 73-yard touchdown run. Christian Dungy and Morrison lead the Hornets back onto the field. 181 yards and counting for Morrison. He's averaging just under 10 yards per carry. Dungy will give it to Morrison, puts on a move. Morrison bobbing and weaving his way, breaking tackles inside the 45. Wrestled down near the 43, and that may be a Hickory first down, or darn close if it's not a first down.
And you see one of the adjustments this Hickory offense has made. They brought Dante Evans, the tight end, into more of an H-back, into a fullback role, and he had a good block there, had a good block on the touchdown as well. And did you see that quarterback running back exchange? Almost came loose there.
Something to watch moving forward. Closing in on the midway point of this fourth quarter. 1 point lead for the Hornets. The run play goes to Morrison, and he got stuffed. There to blow that play up was Zayden Thomas. It's a loss on the play of 2. It'll set up second down and a dozen.
As Zayden Thomas, you can see him beat that block right at the line of scrimmage. And you see this Hickory offense in no hurry to snap that ball.
Steelers have 2 timeouts remaining. According to the scoreboard, that is. Run play goes to Kelvin Morrison. Morrison, big head of steam. He's down to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, another thing I just noticed, the play clocks aren't working. So they're being kept by the officials on the field. So that's something that both quarterbacks have to pay close attention to, that back judge, to see him counting down. Because if you're Hickory, you want to take that down to the 5-second mark before you snap it.
Yeah, you're right, the play clocks are not ticking. They're just showing a steady 25, and that's it. Inside 5 minutes to play. Again, the give is to Kelvin Morrison. He got brought down as soon as he tried to cut that corner. Wrapped up by Rashad Dunbar. And that is going to set things up for a 4th down play. 4th and about 6.
And keep in mind tonight, Hickory 4 for 5 on 4th down conversions.
This would be a huge conversion if they were able to get it. Conversely, a huge shot in the arm for Farrell if the Steelers can force the turnover on downs. Inching ever closer to the 4-minute mark. Christian Dungy back to throw, pumping once, now throwing long down the left side. Incomplete, intended for Jaden Phillips. On in coverage, Damar Kane. And it is indeed a turnover on downs, and the Steelers will have it. 1st down and 10 with a chance to try and move down the field and win it.
Yeah, you saw Dorian Kane, Damar Kane both in that area. Great protection up front for Dungy. Just the throw's a little bit offline, and nice thing about that is Farrell still hangs on to those timeouts. You figure Hickory picks up that first down, they're going to have to start burning through him a little bit.
So it is first down and 10 from the 39-yard line for Farrell. Sideline warning against the Steelers. And here we go. Things have evened out in terms of plays, but the yardage on point. Dead even. Steelers dump it off to the near side. It's incomplete. Short hop the intended target, Nemo Jones. And it'll be second down and 10. So once again, you have a young quarterback here in a pressure-packed situation. He has experience, having started last year. But what a way to start things off here this fall than in a marquee game like this, and a chance to go down and win it. Pegues will keep it himself, straight up the middle, first down and more, vaulting the stack down to the 45 of Hickory. First and 10, Farrell.
Boy, what a great job by Aaron Pegues to put that right in Juju Johnson's stomach, to ride it out just a little bit, to see who would have the better option. And with that read option, watch him go, 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 pull it, and head right up the middle. Those are the decisions you want your quarterback to make.
Inside the 45-yard line, it's first and 10, 3:30 left to play here in the fourth quarter. 1 point lead for Hickory. Juju Johnson takes the handoff and muscles his way down to the 37-yard line. This is one of those situations, if you're Farrell, where you certainly want to go down and score, but you want to make sure you score with as little as time as possible.
And keep in mind, too, a field goal probably not an option.
Nope. Second down and 3 from the 37-yard line.
And they're wasting a lot of time in between plays.
Jaden King-Vincent, some shifting around, and now we have a timeout taken. There was some confusion for Farrell. A couple players were not on the same page, and so rather than move it back 5 with a penalty, you've got to make sure everybody is on the same page. But the Steelers now with a prime opportunity to go down and win this game with 2:36 left. One timeout remaining for the Steelers, according to the scoreboard here at the stadium. Aaron Pegues takes the snap, looking to throw, firing deep downfield, incomplete! Jaden King-Vincent had it and couldn't hold on. That would have been a touchdown. Wow.
We haven't seen Pegues take many shots down the field. We've seen a lot of throws laterally, short passes, but boy, he puts this right on the money. See King-Vincent split the coverage.
And it is now third down and 3 for the Steelers. It was that close. Two wideouts to the left, one near side to the right. There's some movement. And let's see if it was Farrell or Hickory that moved early.
False start.
It's
Number
the Steelers.
55.
Costly penalties,
Farrell.
Ralph.
5-yard penalty.
Dravian
Remaining,
Andrada.
Third down.
Again, at this point, and really throughout this whole game, penalties have cost both of these teams. Certainly going to be a point of focus this week, but when you're in this situation, that just can't happen. That's a mental mistake.
Third down and 8. Steelers looking to convert. Aaron Pegues with Juju Johnson in the backfield with him. Takes the snap, looks to dump it off to Nemo Jones. Does so. Jones spun down inside the 40, down to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, Ja'Kai Husband read that really well. We've seen that play a couple times here in the fourth quarter. And this might be fourth down in the ball game right here.
It all comes down to this. Clock ticking inside of 2 minutes left. Can Farrell convert, or can Hickory's defense hold? Here we go. It is fourth down and 6. Aaron Pegues, the young quarterback. And there's movement.
Okay, so not only are you going to be going back 5 yards, you just took.
Before the snap, false start, 52. Farrell.
Probably just took about 15
5-yard
seconds off the game clock, too.
So they'll back it up. And it'll be fourth down and 10, maybe even 11 for Farrell. 3 wide receivers set. Fourth down, and for all intents and purposes, the ball game. In a battle of state powers, Aaron Pegues takes the snap. He's looking to throw, and there's more movement, and the Steelers continue to pile up those false start penalties.
Yeah, it looked like the left tackle rocked back just a little bit.
Before the snap, false start, number 58. Offense, 5-yard penalty. It's still fourth down.
That's Joe Gordon.
It is now fourth down and 15. A difficult situation, not impossible, with the playmakers that the Steelers have. They'll need it now, though. Aaron Pegues is back to throw under duress. He is grabbed and he is sacked. He heaved it down the field. It's caught by the big lineman. A flag comes flying in, and Luke Lewis blew that thing up. We'll have to sort out the penalties, however.
Yeah, I think that penalty is going to be illegal touching.
Illegal touching. Farrell.
Yeah, LaVon Crumbie can't be the first guy to touch the
First
football.
down, Hickory.
And the Hornet defense comes up big. And I'll tell you what, Luke Lewis coming in there like a man possessed, refusing to let go of Pegues. And Pegues just sort of heaved it down the field, a prayer. And now it'll be an opportunity for Hickory to just take a knee and a couple of other knees and officially wrap this thing up.
Yeah, and I tell you what, they're going to look at this film, both coaches, and say, man, way too many penalties, way too many turnovers, too many mental mistakes. And those are the things you work on, you clean up, and you go back at it in week 2.
Hickory with a 1-point lead at 13-12. We'll just take a couple of knees down to make this official. As far as what lies ahead for both of these teams in week 2, for Farrell, it'll be a date with Fort LaBeouf. Meanwhile, Hickory will pay a visit to University Prep next week. Run play goes to Kelvin Morrison, and Morrison will barrel his way down to the 47-yard line of Farrell. Scoring update courtesy of Farmers National Bank. Sharon blasting Mercyhurst Prep. That's a final 35-6. In other action, it's Wellsville trailing 26-15 to Steubenville Central Catholic. And we also have a final from earlier today. Youngstown East picking up a big win. over Whetstone, 42-7. That's a final score as well. And so the play clock winds down, 36 seconds left, and Hickory will call a timeout. Chad Krispinski, Ralph Sandy with you. It's been a lot of fun bringing you a week one triple header as we celebrate the 25th anniversary of the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. Much thanks to all the fans for their support over the years, and we're thrilled to be back doing this once again, and we'll be back next Friday night. The matchup to be determined. Victory formation now for the Hickory Hornets. Christian Dungy will take a knee, and I don't think we will need to snap it once more, maybe once more. But soon the two teams will congratulate one another. Christian Dungy, the young starting quarterback, all fired up. Final seconds have ticked on down. The clock has hit 0. Final score in this one here tonight: Hickory 13, Farrell 12. We will visit with our player of the game when we come back. You're watching live coverage of the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. Well, the celebration is on for the Hickory Hornets. Hickory outlasts Farrell by 1 point by a final score of 13-12. Hi again, everybody. Chad Krispinski back with you. It's now time to select our player of the game. Our player of the game award is sponsored by Eastwood Mall, Stadium GM, and Soup City Designs. Tonight's player of the game, Hickory standout Kelvin Morrison, 199 rushing yards and a big touchdown to seal the deal. Kelvin, congratulations. I know what this game means to all of you here at Hickory. What's your emotion like right now picking up the win?
I feel great. I'm really excited. We've been looking all summer for this. We're working hard for this.
What was the difference? It was a low-scoring affair. Not many points to speak of in the first half. But when you guys needed to make some plays, what allowed you to go ahead and make those plays and come out on top?
Oh, it was a dogfight the whole way. I just had to trust my line and follow my blockers.
Tell me about this rivalry and how heated it is. And what does a win like this over a very talented Farrell team say about you all here at Hickory and what your aspirations are and what you want to accomplish?
Oh, it's great. They had us losing 28-0, so it's great to come out with this win.
Tell me about your performance here tonight, the big play. You ripped off the long touchdown run, and really that sealed the deal for you. Assess what you did here tonight on this field in week one.
Like I said, I just trust my blockers using my speed. I know they can't catch me. Get on the field, I'm just running.
What can a win like this do for the confidence? You start off on such a great foot heading into week two. What does that do for the confidence of this group?
Boosts our confidence a lot. That gets us ready for next week.
Congratulations on a great performance and a big win here in week one.
Thank you.
That is our player of the game, Hickory's Kelvin Morrison, 199 yards and a big touchdown as Hickory outlasts Farrell 13-12 the final. We'll wrap it up when we come back on the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. It was a perfect night for football under the Saturday night lights here in Hermitage, Pennsylvania, and an outstanding football game as well. Hickory holds off Farrell by a final score of 13-12. Hi again, everybody. Chad Krispinski alongside Ralph Sandy. You couldn't have asked for much more in a battle of two Pennsylvania powers. Two powers not just in the area, but across the entire state. They did not disappoint. What do you take from both sides in this one?
Well, I think you look at both offenses, Calvin Morrison, Juju Johnson. I think they both lived up to the hype, right? And I think the thing that impressed me the most tonight, especially down the stretch, was the Hickory Hornet defense who stepped up when they needed to.
They made the big plays when they needed to. You're exactly right. One thing they'll have to clean up on both sides, too many penalties. Those will cost you late in the season. It's now time to select our play of the game. Our play of the game is brought to you by our friends at Stadium GM and by Armstrong Cable, keeping you connected. The play of the game, long touchdown run, Kelvin Morrison. This one sealed the deal for the Hickory Hornets. He knew it about 20 yards away from the end zone, so he provides tonight's play of the game. Kelvin Morrison, as good as advertised, a man of few words, but big-time impact, right?
And you could just see on that run, when he hits that 10-yard line, how excited he is. It's getting back to that being that little kid again playing football in your backyard, and, his emotions led his team to a victory here tonight.
Very, very highly recruited player, has an offer from Ohio State and a boatload of other teams. We'll be hearing his name all fall long. So that's the story from here in Hermitage. We hope you enjoyed this special Saturday night presentation, concluding our Week 1 triple header of the WKBN High School Football Game of the Week. For my broadcast partner, Ralph Sandy, and all of us here at WKBN, my name is Chad Krispinski, telling you once again the final score, Hickory 13, Farrell 12. We'll talk to you next Friday night. Until next time, so long, everybody.